Welcome to the Same Day Podcast, where we discuss driving incremental business growth and other topics related to real estate, property management, and entrepreneurship. Now to the show at hand.
Walter Bowser here. I am the host of the Same Day Podcast, where I connect with top business and real estate leaders. I wanted to give a quick thank you to the last guest we had on with me here in Oklahoma City. Aaron with Win Plumbing, where he walked us through the insights of the plumbing industry. Today's episode is brought to you by Keyrenter Property Management. At Keyrenter Property Management, we are a full-service property management company, helping our clients buy, renovate, operate real estate assets. We help our clients build wealth while taking the headache out of property management. Solutions that you need, if you need anything, go to keyrenterpmc.com or email us at info@keyrenterpmc.com. Today, I have Chad Franzen here of Rise 25, who has done thousands of interviews with successful entrepreneurs, investors, and CEOs. We have flipped the script where he'll be interviewing me. Chad, it's great to have you on.
Hey, thanks so much, Walter. Great to be here. Hey, I have talked with Matt Zulk a few times before, but this is my first time talking to you. If you could just tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do for Keyrenter.
Yeah, absolutely. I am the business development manager out here in Oklahoma City, our Oklahoma City location. We do have four, branches of Keyrenter. So I do the business development management for us here in Oklahoma City. Been with Keyrenter for 2 years now. Just love it. Super exciting. But yeah.
I know you guys obviously have plenty of clients who are property investors, things like that, but you also work with real estate agents, and that's kind of what we're going to talk to you about today. How does Keyrenter support real estate agents?
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right. We really work with a lot of real estate agents, and it's one of our favorite things to do. We really try to support them in a bunch of different ways. It can, be different for every single real estate agent that we work with, but we really try to support them with really anything that they might need with their investor clients that they have. For example, we can send them, rental analysis for their clients. So what these rental analyses are they're a glimpse into the market of that particular property that their client is looking at. It can kind of show you what the property should rent for in a very, kind of accurate way to give you a true, meaning, or not true, I don't know what word am I looking for here, a true guess or estimate, not guess, an estimate that shows comps on the market that have previously been rented out, so that way they can have a good idea of what the property should rent for. Of course, we also provide them with, full investment analysis that will dig into, what the cap rate is on the property, how the property should be performing, and go into a really deep, analysis of the property and the investment for that client. And then also, we have a pro forma tool. We also like to partner with them with, thought partnership about, the local market and every specific neighborhood about that area, because, we do manage so many properties in almost every single neighborhood. And really that, we have a pretty good idea of, how the tenants are there in that area and kind of, what it's like to really own a property there. And then, of course, just insight into the PM industry, the property management industry. And then, of course, we always give a referral fee to all of our real estate agents that send us an investor client our way that needs management services.
If a real estate agent makes a sale of a property and then the property buyer wants to rent it, decides they want to rent it out, it's an investment property, how do you guys kind of approach that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we approach this, very simply. We want to be, as smooth as possible for, that real estate agent to go ahead and refer that client over to us. So we set them up with a specific referral link that they have that's, specific to that real estate agent. So what they do is they pass that over to their client for them to, fill out. It'll come into us as a referral partner link. So that way we reach out to them, to their client, and say, hey, we saw that, John or whoever the real estate agent is referred you over to us. You're needing some property management services. And then we kind of, walk them through how we approach property management services and what we can do for them. And then, of course, since they came through that referral link that we provide the real estate agent, it makes it very easy for us to go ahead and pay out that referral fee. Once we have the property rented out, we pay a referral fee to the real estate agents worth 2 months management fees. So once we find and place a tenant and manage that property, we send them over that referral fee that first sending with that client.
So you mentioned the tool, the online pro forma tool. Are there other tools that you provide when you're working with real estate agents?
Yeah, absolutely. We try to, provide, a plethora of tools over to those real estate agents, whether it be, the online pro forma tool, the rental analysis, the investment analysis. Of course, we send out monthly rental market summaries with key takeaways about, certain locations in the property. So we can send that on a monthly, basis up to them. What that does is it shows, where's the hottest market and where is the most, traction for tenants currently. It's super helpful, especially if you have a client that's looking for an investment property and they're worried about vacancy. We track that stuff, very thoroughly. So we can say, hey, we have a hot market right here. We've noticed that there's been a need for housing for tenants. For example, here in Oklahoma City, we've noticed that Noble, Oklahoma, which is just south of Norman, has done really well. So we've had a plethora of real estate agents, send us referrals for clients that have properties down there in Noble, and we've been able to sort them out, rather quickly, along with, to a good tenant at a good rate. So we've seen, really great traction down there in Noble, and it's been a hot market. So we track that very thoroughly and send that out to, real estate agents so they can pass that information along to their investor clients. And then, of course, we also have, investor guides as well too, that show them, about the city, about, where they should be, kind of approaching, good rental properties.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever encountered a situation with a real estate agent where you've been working with an agent and their client is looking to sell their property, but the asking price is too high? Is that the situation where you guys could get involved?
Absolutely. It's funny that you asked that. We've seen that a lot more recently. I was talking with a real estate agent the other day, and they came to me and said, my client, has this idea that, the comps are showing a certain price, but we see inflated real estate prices since, we're still kind of coming off those low interest rates. And now that interest rates are higher, the consumers' propensity to spend is a little bit, tighter now. So not as though, prices aren't going for as high as they were, but the consumer or the seller, still has that, idea that the property should be worth, somewhere, higher than what is realistic for the economy right now, with the current market conditions. So we have been able to, kind of help and jump in on that. And what we've been able to do is say, hey, normally the client had bought their property, when their interest rates were low, so they have a low monthly payment for their mortgage. And we said, hey, we can help. We can, rent it out so that way you guys can hold on to this property for a little bit longer, and have someone in that property, paying the monthly mortgage, building equity for you. So that way you're still building, wealth by having someone pay that equity. You're building equity, and let's go ahead and, put someone in there to rent. The real estate agent still gets paid the referral fee, so they're at least still, making some sort of income off of that relationship. And then when that time comes for, the property owner to sell that property later on, we send them right back to that agent and say, hey, that tenant has cycled out now. The interest rates are changed. That price should be able to be met that they were, wanting that original time. And send them back to them and let them, sell the house then. So it's a really good opportunity for us to help real estate agents that might not be able to find the right, price or sell that house, but instead, put a tenant in there, let that owner build equity, and then, sell it a little bit later on.
Yeah, that sounds like a very valuable service. Hey, a couple more questions for you, Walter. Once you guys are working with a real estate agent, what are some things that they might be able to expect kind of just in their relationship and their partnership with you in terms of working with Keyrenter?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a really great question, and kind of want to answer it on two different levels. The first level is, what can they expect, the real estate agent expect, and that's from us is just full transparency, and of course, we always are going to pay a referral fee for any client that they send us, but then also full transparency that we're going to send that client of theirs back to them when it's time for them to sell or buy more real estate, and then of course, most importantly, with their clients, what their client can expect is we have some really cool tools for that investor themselves. When they sign up for Keyrenter service, they'll have a full dashboard that they can log into. It's like a checking account experience for their investment property, where they can log in, put in their information, and it will show, their net worth through their real estate. And it will show, how their property is performing in real time. So for example, if a maintenance request comes in, normally, before we had this platform, which we just got this platform, I would say, about 6 months ago, before that, they would have to wait until the end of the month to see those, maintenance requests come in and how much they were on their owner statement. But now we have a real checking account experience where they can see that in real time. Once that work order comes in and the work has been done, it'll show, hey, you had a plumber come out and snake the drain. It was $150, and you'll see that come in. And so that way you can see what your income for that month should be. They're really, transparent, quick way. So that way the client feels comfortable and everything like that. But also we just really push communication with our investors. So that way they know what's going on. They're in the loop. They feel like they're never in the dark. We want to make sure that we're communicating at a very high cadence with them, but also know that, hey, we're taking care of things. It's not something that they have to deal with. It's not their headache. We're taking that headache away from them and really helping them, build and continue to build wealth through that real estate.
Okay, beautiful. Hey, last question. So let's say I'm a real estate agent working with a client, and you've kind of sold me on some of the benefits of working with Keyrenter, and now I'm working with you and working with that client as well. Should I be concerned that I'm going to maybe get lost in the shuffle and all the client's attention will go to Keyrenter and not me?
That's a really good, valid question, and no, you shouldn't be worried about that. I want to express that and make sure that that any real estate agent that we work with, we want to be in the background and support that real estate agent to grow their business and really help them support their clients. That's something I get all the time is hey, what should this property rent for? I have a client that is interested in this property for an investment. I'm not sure what it should rent for. That's what we want to provide them. As the real estate agent, not their client. We want to give that client the information through them. So we provide them that rental analysis, which then they can, pass along to their client and really, make them look like they're knowledgeable. They know what's going on. They have good information. And most importantly, it's going to make that real estate agent look like the hero because, that real estate agent can say, hey, this property isn't going to perform up to what you want it to perform to. And we know this because I have the rental analysis. I have the pro forma. I have the investment analysis, and all of this stuff is correct because that's what we do every day. And maybe they say, hey, this might not be the house for you, but we could find one later down the road and really show that client that they're in it in the long run and really going to help support them and show them, hey, this is valuable information that we can use to, really feel good about the investment that they're going to make.
Okay. Well, hey, Walter, it's been great to talk to you. Very interesting and informative. Thanks so much for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely, Chad. It was great to talk to you as well. Thanks so much.
Thank you. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Same Day Podcast. Tune in to a new show each week and be sure to subscribe to get future episodes.